Hey, double honors to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sisters, after the teaching, entry, and sincerity.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, starting at verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord Yahweh was entreated of him, Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
And the reason why Rebekah was able to conceive is because of this entreatment that Isaac made. Now we know it's set up in the spirit, but that shows you how much power the man had back in the day, during the ancient times. Right? So again, she got pregnant from the entreatment of Isaac. All right, and it was set up in the spirit for it to be manifested on earth. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her.
And the reason why they were struggling is because they are each other oppositions. Okay? Period. They were actually fighting in the womb. And this same activity or the same behaviors is manifested on earth in real time. Right? So Esau doesn't like Jake, and Jake doesn't like Esau. Period. Go ahead.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh.
Right.
And the Lord Yahweh said unto her.
And how did she do this? Via a prophet. So she made acquisition via a prophet. Go ahead.
And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And when you go into that term manner, it goes into like kind or sort, meaning what? In the spirit, the Israelites are classified as the righteous, and in the spirit, the Edomites are classified as what? The wicked. Now look, I did a video not too long ago. You had this Edomite having sex with his dogs. Right? So he raped two of his dogs, and so someone turned him in. But at the same time frame, this is just the nature of Esau. Get Joel 30 and 1, bro. Real quick. Joel 30 and 1. Go ahead, bro.
This is the word manner in the Hebrew. It says kind, sort, variety, fashion, method.
So Esau is fashioned to be the wicked, and the Israelites are fashioned to be the righteous. Go ahead.
It says manner, way, appearance.
Right, and their ways are the wicked, and our ways is the righteous, or are the righteous. Go ahead.
Jump down.
Okay.
It says a way of doing something, a personal habit, or a way of doing, or a way of conducting oneself.
Right, and the way goes into a mannerism, right? And a mannerism means a way. It's the same thing. Go ahead.
It says one specific nature, form, or way something happens.
Right, so Esau's nature is to be the wicked, and our nature is to be the righteous. Good job, brother.
It's Job 30 verse 1. Now they that are younger than I,
Right, younger than I in the Hebrew also goes into insignificant. Right, meaning what? Their base, they're the lowest classification of men on the face of this world. Go ahead.
younger than I, have me in
The
derision.
risen goes into a mock. So in their kingdom, they're able to mock us because why? Of their blessing. Right? They sit up high, we sit down low. Go ahead.
Whose father I would have disdained to have set with the jaws of my flock.
Right. So what did Job know? What type of intel did Job have? That he's saying that he does not want his dogs to be associated with Esau. Meaning what? Basically, no common contact. He didn't want them to be contacted. Right? And if you know anything about that with Esau, first this man starts out raping dogs, and then it upgrades the people. As a kid, when a kid starts burning things or shooting things, it starts off small, and then that behavior upgrades. So pretty soon this Edomite is going to make that transition from animals to natural people. They're the wicked. This is crap work. He's very vile. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels,
Right?
and the one the one people shall be stronger than the other
Right.
people.
So the Israelites are stronger than Edomites. Go ahead.
If I can make a point, because two manner of people gonna be separated from the womb. Basically, Esau and Jacob was twins, so to speak, but they, wasn't identical twins. You know what I'm saying? They was fraternal twins, meaning they didn't share the same sex. So they were pretty much basically just relatives, so to speak, or just a brother. You know what I'm saying? That was born at the same time, but not identical because they had different. If it was two sacks, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That they didn't share, you know what I mean? So basically, because the identical twins gonna be either girl or boy, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? These fraternal twins could be girl, boy, boy, you know what I'm saying? With girl, boy, girl. But at the end of the day, Jacob and Esau are two different characteristics, man. Two different mindsets because they are not identical twins.
It says either of a pair of twins who, as a result of developing from separate fertilized ovaries, are genetically distinct and not necessarily the same sex or similar in appearance or other features. Like in Genesis chapter 25, verse 25, it says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger.
So the Edomites will serve the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. This is their destiny. Go ahead.
Verse 24, it says, and when her days were to be delivered, were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right.
And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
Meaning what? He lacked melanin. He lacked pigmentation.
And they called his name Esau.
Go ahead. Ashashra. Go ahead. Meaning what? Wasted away is he. Meaning why? Because he lacked melanin. He had no pigmentation. Go ahead, bro. Now he wasn't hairy either. Okay, but he was just compared to a red garment. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 26, it says, and after that came his brother out, and his brother took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Again, his brother took hold to his heel. So what precept come from that? Somebody just second Ezra 6 and 7. Yeah, somebody just second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. Because when Esau goes down, immediately Jacob is going to go up. Jacob rises. And also Jacob means what? A riser of the road. First and foremost, it means supplanter. But the second definition for this term also means a liar in wait. So we are awaiting the incoming of the Yahushua.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the pardon of sunder of times, or which shall be the end of the first in the beginning of it that follows?
Yeah, so we're here. We're in the end of Esau's rulership. It's over. So right now it's a concept called circling the drain. So America is busy. America is about to fall. Right? And America is Esau's strong arm. Right? Go ahead, bro.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob held first the heel of Esau. So Esau is the end of the word.
Esau is the end of one rulership. Go ahead.
Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
And this is what we are waiting. This is what we have conscience. Lord will. Somebody get Revelation chapter 3 and 6. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, starting at verse 11. For the children being not yet born,
Who are the children? There you go. Jacob and Esau. Go ahead, bro.
neither having done any good or evil,
Right.
that the purpose of Yahweh.
So this is in telling what manifested destiny, right?
You said what, bro?
That's all it is, right? So everything is scripted in the spiritual realm before it actually takes place on earth. And all this was designed before the earth was even created. These characters for us, our laws were already made manifested in the spiritual realm. And it plays out on earth at a lot of times. Go ahead, bro.
That's why we all pertain to this truth, or what's going on with the Lord's movie, man. But any movie script writer, before that movie hit the big screen, he writes the script in his home or wherever he did. So it's already documented or put on paper. Then it's put out there for the actors to bring it to the big screen. Man. And that's what we're doing now through the spirit of power. How about some of y'all shot? We're prophesying the things that have been wrote in the script, and it's playing out as we see it today.
Go ahead, bro.
There's Ephesians 1-4. According as he have chosen us in him before the foundation of the world.
Before the foundations of the world, the elect was chosen. The elect was what? Cherry picked for Yahweh Shah, whoever they may be. Go ahead, bro. That one grape of the cluster. Go ahead.
That we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Right, and we do this why? Right now, indeed. Right? So we practice the law, statutes, and the commandments to the best of our abilities. Right? And most importantly is we have to have faith. Because faith works simultaneously with our deeds through this grace period. Go ahead, bro.
Having predestined us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach to himself.
And another term for adoption is chosen. Right? If you go to an adoption agency, two parents are choosing a boy or girl till they're like you. So we're chosen, Lord will, to be the elect, Lord will. Go ahead.
If I can add, when you go into in Rome, you know, when you have the adoption, in Rome, when you adopt someone, they made that person legally entitled to your inheritance. That's why Apostle Paul was using the terminology about adoption. You know, because you go into the history, you know, Julius Caesar adopted Augustus. That's why Augustus was heir to Julius Caesar's estate. You know, when Julius Caesar died. So the adoption concept, you know, was an analogy Apostle Paul was using how the Heavenly Father did the Israelite foreigners. He adopted them back into those inheritances. That's all right, you know. And it says, having predestined us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will.
According to the good pleasure of his will. Hey, Josh, what Jay-Z said back in the day, you was who you was before you died. You was who you was before you died.
Back in Romans 9, verse 11, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It is said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
Esau will serve the younger in the kingdom of heaven. And again, the younger are the Israelites, starting with the elect, but beginning with the 144,000.
Verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
And so the Most High loves Jacob. Okay? And Esau he hates. And there's nothing anyone can do about that. Go ahead.
Verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid.
So, because it says,
Check up the 10 and 10 say, how I love
the Israelites.
particularly the elect.
That's right. If you go into what? Galatians 6 and 16, Israel of the nation.
I had sent you words. We have that we are 99%. That little album they had back in 2012. Then they had like the local bankers actually looking down at them protesting, right? Everyone was protesting in 2012. And everybody was screaming, we are the 99%. Right. But it was actually bankers looking at them protesting. Well, within those bankers, there's an elite of the bankers. 13 banking families. So within the high level nation, within the chosen nation, there's an elite amongst the chosen nations. There's a chosen amongst the chosen. It's levels, man, and although we're part of the chosen, it's amongst that chosen people.
Now, who's to say even if the presidents have even met these people.
Right.
This is so how low these people are.
If I'm gonna say this one more thing, right? This will give context. The average Jake, the average archetype of a Jake, right? Especially a good, that's an average archetype, low level, right? But that archetype is honored worldwide. The average Jake, the way he dressed, the way he acted, they took River out the ran with it. They took Nike and Jordan. He didn't take Nike and Jordan and ran with it. How much more are they gonna give you the archetype of your house shot? Because we're like the life of the house. So how much is Jake gonna be glorified and honored and imitated when he's in a righteous spirit, man? Low-level Jake is honored in this world.
Hey, I show speed.
Yeah.
Me and Shaquan have this conversation all the time. I haven't seen this much pandemonium since Michael Jackson. Man, this nigga goes, huh? Am I tripping? This nigga's bigger than Chris Brown. I don't even think he's bigger than Michael Jordan. I've never seen no shit like that, bro. This nigga can go throughout the United States and sell out, and then he goes overseas and sell out.
What was he doing before a podcast?
Man,
When we started just doing street.
a low level job.
He just does backflips and he's charismatic.
Yeah, you go to these other countries, like during his Africa tour, he got these presidents honoring him.
Yeah.
You know, and they have seen his seat and stuff like that.
But you know what, too? And that's another way to utilize this, what's called that Babylonian money. They use like the rap musicians, and also niggas like Speed to push that agenda as well.
That's, I mean, I'm like, I show speed and just regular, everyday Jakes coming from the hood. The world envies Jake in prison. Like, these are prison Jakes. The inner cities in America are prisons for the northern and southern people.
Let me tell you what Kevin Hart said about Casamigos. He said that they have to have a $10 million budget to reach millions of people. These guys, meaning these podcasters, have $1,000 equivalent and they're reaching millions.
Yeah.
This is the level these podcasters are.
And these are just Jakes that came out of their mama's womb in the south side of some city.
In their basement.
In their basement. But they got that spirit, man. And they like, those are princes, man.
And these songs uses Jay to push their agenda, right? Because I show Speed, he does like a lot of homosexual shit. You know? Like, get Ecclesiastes 13. There's two definitions.
The first one, it says the doctrine that the Most High has sovereignly chosen individuals for salvation and eternal life before creation, based on His purpose and grace, not human works, often linked to His foreknowledge and for ordaining all events through, especially through Hamashiach.
And that's humbling, and it's also merciful. It's humbling because we didn't do anything to get us in this truth, and we didn't really do anything to keep us in the truth.
No.
The longer you're in the truth, the longer you realize truth is nothing. Like, you're just here because the Most High wants you here. If you did righteous works, it's because He programmed your ass to be a righteous work. Right? You were wicked. He programmed your ass to be wicked. Alright? So, you're not that great of a brother. I hate to break it to you. You're not that great of a brother. But also, it's merciful because it said, before the foundation of the world, certain individuals are chosen to be the elect. So, man, if Yahweh comes, man, and I get delivered, I'm gonna cry, man. I ain't saying I'm just a wicked, horrible brother. It's like, man, you know what I mean? He dealt with you like, bro, you gonna fucking, because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve coming to the truth. Like, why? Like, sometimes you ask, like, why me? You didn't even deserve to wake up. So if Yahweh woke your ass up, say right now, the why Yahweh Bahashim outside. If your ass woke up if you're woke right now, say Yahweh, the why Yahweh Bahashim outside. Because we could have got these crazy motherfuckers out here, man. We in Jackson, Mississippi. Even niggas feel sorry for us. The rest of the cursed world, the rest of the curses feel sorry for us. Y'all from Jackson, shit. Go ahead, bro.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 31. he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
Jake is honored as a prisoner. Jake is honored as a prisoner.
Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
Yeah, if we came from the inner cities of America, and America in general, and I need to cut your spirit, bro. But if you came from America, you're a fucking prisoner. The way you take dress, the way you take act, nigga, you are a prisoner. The cities are prisons for the 12 tribes of Israel. You're an impoverished inmate. All right? So, but guess what? Even in your prison sentence, you're honored. This how a nigga like finesse 2 times and beat his chest, freestyling in prison, and niggas be watching that nigga. That nigga was honored in prison.
And then he got finessed 2 times. Think about it. Like his contract, I think, what's the name of his record label? Rapper Ball Ties. They're getting 2. Look, he has to pay them twice. Now, if you're smart, what would you do? You will leave that brand finesse, change your name, and start all over. You got the momentum. That's what Chris did. But if he probably did that killed him. So leave the brand finesse and just start your brand in Ricky. That's all you gotta do.
But to make a quick point, he's a nigga. He's not level. He's not level. So we're hitting princess. We're hitting princess, man. So if they like the degenerate version of us, how much more will Yahweh Bahashim Shai say, these are my people?
Yeah.
When we will receive praise and fame in the land, when Yahweh Bahashim, you see him coming to America the first one. Well, what's my man's name? His father, Hakim's father, King Joshua. All right, James Earl Jones, am I correct?
Yeah.
When James Earl Jones came to that bitch in America, this ain't no servant, this is my son. So when Yahweh Shai comes to America, when he raised us up, that's like James Earl Jones coming in as a king saying, nah, this not no fucking servant. Bow! Bow! This is my son! Wisdom of Solomon 5. It's gonna be humbling, man. That's not no fucking nigga. That's not no fucking criminal. That's not no WLBT mugshot poster. That's my son! Bow! Alright?
So when you think about how Esau uses that potion of Babylon, his military, democracy, Christianity, of course Westernization, and also Jake Salt, Jake Spear, to push that shit.
But even you know what? The Spirit speak. Whatever the scripture. Who's still reading? Who's still reading? And you get to it.
And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
Man, every other TikTok video is about small heads. So you're dishonored now. Nobody believes that you're a victim now. Right. You know, I was just watching the, I don't know how to say his name, but the guy over the 1945 Germany event. The guy who led the reign, right? The hitman, the mustache. I was watching that documentary like, yeah. Because you know what? You used to read about him, that's the bad guy. Now watching like, yeah, I'm not feeling this shit. You know, so, but guess what? I'm saying that because the worldwide victim has been exposed. And ironically, it's the worldwide victim that had a 12 tribes of prisoners for the last 500 years. For the concentration of the global slave trade. There was small heads behind that, man. And we went from that to being actual birth certificate workers, man. Come on, man. And then they show you your check stub, how much they tax your black ass, man. Then you slaves be happy that you get a portion of your money back every year.
A portion,
man.
If I can add that, what you're saying, bro. But Esau got the fatness of the earth. The only reason these nations fuck with Esau is because you got the country.
Deuteronomy 28 chapter.
Yeah, because this nigga got what you call went into last week, you call government politics. Like, these nations fuck with Esau because it's a little gun to their head. Like, all these different nations of earth fuck with Esau because in order to do business, you gotta go through this man's banking system and you gotta deal with this man's military. So like you said, this nigga is not talking in his wealth. You know, like they ain't fucking with like in the kingdom back to King Solomon. Of course, yeah, they travel willingly. That's why I say Queen Sheba shall condemn, you know, this generation because she willingly traveled all the way across from the modern day Saudi Arabia just to see King Solomon.
And you know what? she was a wise woman because she knew what was value. She knew wisdom was value. And she knew the loser.
Esau, he got to pull up on them. Because they really ain't fucking with that nigga.
Right.
Like the world really don't fuck with that nigga. They just got to. Like if you can be rich in oil, like we're going to the resources, but in order to be able to prosper, you got to fuck with the dollars. So you got to fuck with this nigga, man.
And when I say in the world, money doesn't unlame you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, money doesn't unlame you, man. You know?
But like I said, I do earlier, random Jake can just start seeing it on TikTok. Be holding Jake.
Yeah.
Get 10 million views. The last definition, it said in divine, the last definition of predestination, it says that divine ordaining of what will, of all that will happen, especially regarding to the salvation of some and not others.
You know? And I when we get that first class salvation, meaning we don't have to die. Please go ahead, bro. We don't have to die, man. But hey, we owe something to come, bro. I got Job 19 and 23. It says, "Oh, that my words were now written, oh, that they were printed in a book, that they were graven with an iron pen and laid in a rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day on the earth." Yeah, you took I believe this is Job's reincarnation verse, right? So yeah, it's a lot. Go ahead. It says Job 19 and 23. It says, "Oh, that my words were now written, oh, that they were printed in the book." And that's the book, that's the irony. You're reading his words or putting it in the book. Right? Go ahead. It says that they were graven with an iron pen and laid in a rock forever. Yep. For I know that my Redeemer liveth. Who's this Redeemer? Yahushua, man. It's twofold, man. Because we've been spiritually redeemed by the word, but I believe we actually get delivered by Yahushua. We overcome this down matrix. All right, go ahead. And that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. Yep.
Even when you think about engraving, it doesn't carry record. Now, if something is engraved, it's there for record. Engrave something that's got to be a concrete. It comes back to you when you're there. It's going to be there. It may be smoke and all this shit on it, but at the end of the day, when you wipe it down clean, it's there.
And if you're engraved with the mark, the spiritual mark, you're the elect. That means that every generation, you're the elect. Somebody get wisdom of Solomon, visited, and every generation visited the Holy Soul. And every generation, you was basically the elect, man. It just that in that generation, it wasn't meant for you to get delivered. You know? But you, all right, go ahead, please.
This is Ezekiel 9:4. And Yahweh said unto them, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark on the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Yeah, and that's us, man. See, we're not for the matrix. We're not for the world. We're against the world, man. And we're not caught up in the carnival. We're not caught up in the club, man. We're crying like, no, this is wickedness, man. All right, this is Sodom. We know through the spirit. This is Sodom. How often do you run into sodomites, man? Adulterers. How often do you run into all this wicked people, man? So we have well, you know, one of the ways you know you have a righteous spirit is if you're against Babylon.
Yeah. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7:27. And being but one, she referring to wisdom, can do all things, and remaining in herself, she makes all things new. And in all ages, entering into holy spirits, she makes them friends of the Most High and prophets.
In all ages, entering into holy spirits. That's why you had Seth, you had Abraham, Enoch, then you had Moses, you know? She kept cycling back into those holy spirits, man. That's why it tells you that Jude was the 7th verse. Jude, the 7th son of Adam, I'm sorry, Enoch, the 7th son of Adam, prophesied on the return of Yahweh. People read that. Before the flood, Enoch prophesied of the first death, man. Before the flood.
So it's the same spirit?
It's the same spirit, man. So, look, man, we're at that DQV. We're at the big event that was prophesizing during the time of Adam. That big, hey, like the elder our Roman Birmingham, man. He said, when it first rained, all right, it's the reason why the raindrops hit the ground, they splash like a missile. See? Where a missile hit the ground and gives you that impact, that bezel, that ripple. If you look at a raindrop and it's the ground, it's like a missile. It was like there's a foreshadow of that second ripple. Because the thing is about to happen. The thing is about to happen. All right? It's going to be so powerful. It's going to be so vast that although the earth isn't going to get destroyed, it's basically going to recreate history. It's going to recreate existence. So after America gets destroyed, and after World War III, there's going to be economically we have a new earth. Because those missiles are going to knock the earth back to refreshing. All right, then when the smoke clears, when we have the outside elected angels, man. All right, in the times of come, we will be preserved. And in Jacob's trouble, all right, the Most High will have to. That's why we holding on now, man. If you hold on now, your insurance will cover your way. Your spiritual insurance will cover you, man. It's the investment.
Psalm 25:14 in the NLT. Lord Yahweh is friend, and a friend to those who fear him. He teaches them his covenant.
Yeah, he's a friend to those who fear him. One example is Abraham. I'm from Abraham. Then going down to really the hope of the night. You know, but he taught Abraham. He told him, look, I have a covenant for you, I have a promise for you. Then King Mashah, he gave him a covenant, man. He gave him his people. Because the covenant was a contract. You know, like even in this world, right? If you are the descendant of a billionaire, you are the descendant of a prominent figure, right? A well-known trillionaire, billionaire. You have an inheritance, right? But there are stipulations you have to follow to receive that inheritance. You can't just turn a certain age and you have access to your father's money that they've amassed over decades or centuries. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. But it's stipulations you have to follow. So same thing with the covenant. Those laws are really stipulations to follow to receive that promise, man.
They show you in Ghost. Power, Ghost died, he had to transfer himself from,
Tariq had to go to
Tariq, but Tariq had to go to school, he had to do certain things before he got the money. That's right. That's right.
The same thing with us, man. Everybody, they downplay the how about you. The Christian, they downplay the law. The Christian takes that up to the top of the law. That's why the Most High set up Drewski, man. He set up Drewski. I know y'all saw that skit. Yeah, it was the mega church. Yeah. And he was like, hovering with the strings over the crowd. That's real life. Before Jake came to the church, Jake was going to the church, man. And them niggas are just really good speakers. They're really good manipulative speakers. You know how to get your energy all up so you can feel good about giving them all their thing. Yeah, take something, man. You know? All right.
This Proverbs 9 and 10, it says the fear of the Lord Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom and the knowledge of the holy understanding.
If I can say, that's why Jake, man, our people, 2/3, just do any and everything, man. Because they don't fear the Lord, because they really have no understanding of how much is outside, man. They don't understand that the Lord is a terrible power, man. The Lord will have you, that's why the scriptures go to fear not him who can destroy the body, your dopamine, and your insulin. Then you're tired after that shit. So you gotta go against the grain of his kingdom to have some type of feel good about yourself. But the scripture say, the children of Israel will eat their bread to fire.
Yeah.
Sirach 18, verse 19 in the GMT. Know what you are talking about before you speak, and give attention to your health before you get sick. Examine your conscience before the Lord Yahweh judges you. Then when that time comes, he will forgive you. Humble yourself.
Hey, can you read that?
Sirach 18, verse 19 in GMT. Know what you are talking about before you speak, and give attention to your health before you get sick.
So you get symptoms. You know, maybe your ears start to throb, maybe you start coughing, you get sick. So give attention to your health. So the Most High gives you indication that you're about to get sick. So it's your responsibility to get the herbs and heal yourself.
And you know what? I learned too. You know, you make little decisions to go exercise. So sometimes you need work. If you push yourself to hit the gym, you push yourself to hit the park, that was your daily boost that kept you from being sick, man.
And guess what? Satan doesn't want you to do anything that's beneficial.
He doesn't want you to do anything that's beneficial.
Now, if he got a party and drinking all day long, he'll make a way for you to do this shit. But when it's time to get up and go to the gym, you're too sleepy, or you don't work a double, you're too tired. So this nigga's crazy, man. Yeah.
Grandfather, he was having like strokes and stuff, right? He had stopped working. He was working like 8, 7, so he stopped working. Then like he started back, he looked, moving around and went back to work. He had no problems. That whole retirement thing, once you get a certain age, you just sit at home and shit like that. Why didn't you just sit around and not do nothing? You know, you just eat all day and watch TV and all.
That's trauma, bro. You need to tell me if I start working after 25 years, I'm gonna die.
But you know what happens? You know,
That's trauma.
yeah, you know why though? I think it's a bad. You ever had about a week off from your job, then your body start hurting? Maybe 2 weeks, then you start hurting, like you said. Now your body's in rest, then the trauma sets in. You know what I mean? It's like you're in a fight, right? You don't feel pain when you're in the fight.
Yeah.
The next day your body's back. Yeah. Now you feel the pain. Yeah. So it's like,
Slave withdrawal.
yeah. we need, yeah, slave withdrawal. We get a certain momentum that you don't even realize that you're doing too much until you settle down. Because Esau says, be not frantic amongst our servants. And Esau's frantic because he has all these quotas he has to reach. And these incentives, and it manifests in him working the hell out of you. Then your stress level is high, cortisol is high, testosterone is dropping, your adrenal fatigue. You're not naturally sexually aroused anymore. Because Esau is killing your vitality. He's taking your, because what did Morpheus show Neo on the movie Matrix? He said we're going to turn everybody, the Matrix is set up to turn you to a Duracell battery.
It says, my child, it says, know what you're talking about before you speak, and give attention to your health before you get sick. Examine your conscience before the Lord judges you. Then when that time comes, he will
You
do
know about examining yourself, you know, basically to see if you're in the faith. That's how you examine your conscience. You know, are you acting accordingly to the scriptures to the best of your ability? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Now, that's not to say you don't have mishaps, but still, you're supposed to give that self-respect and examining yourself. And examination goes into to be rigorous with the man, so you're supposed to be harder on yourself. So what is you have to be so yeah.
You know your own self.
That's right. And I think for examining, in the Greek, it goes into scrutinize. Scrutinize yourself.
It says, humble yourself before you are punished with sickness. When you have sinned,
So when people get sick, hey, that's just a tool of the Most High to utilize judgment. Whether it's cancer, flu, okay, dementia, so on and so forth. It's judgment, AIDS, you know.
and then the books years ago, he'll equip things as such. And years later, he's struggling with kidney disease, with kidney cancer. And I think he has type 1 diabetes as well. And he was crying like not too long ago on live on social media about him like changing his diet, things of that sort. You know, but you just talk all that shit and catch more shit years ago. You know?
And through the Spirit, we said that shit was gonna come up. Nobody gets away, man. Nobody. And boy, you make a post about this is on 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, and verse 28. For my son Yahushua, and this is in the Apocrypha. Again, 2nd Ezra 7 and 28. For my son Yahushua shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. So Ezra was about 400 to 500 years before the birth of Yahushua. Verse 29. After these years shall my son Mashiach die, and all men that have life. So the process of time, we was going to have this truth, And then ultimately, all of us was going to die off and come back around 1969 and re-inherit this truth. Man. But the point is that Ezra was able to prophesy the incoming or the arrival of Yahushua via the Holy Spirit.
And that's just one prophet. The prophet, Yahushua was also mentioned in the law.
Hey, so what about what Psalm 47? Lo, I come in the volume of the book.
Even Yahushua prophesied of the devil, King David.
Yeah.
Thou hast accomplished me.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
But also, in the law, it tells you there's going to be one affliction amongst the people. Right? And when it says Genesis 29, until the shadow comes, our teeth white with milk.
The gathering of the people.
The gathering of the
That's
people.
right. That's right.
So look, man, we've had great moments in history, and talking about Yahushua, and Yahushua came. He came, and then he went back to the spirit world. Now he's about to come again, and we're at that point in history. And his disciples will follow him. They're out here in the highways and the byways right now.
That's right, bro.
Certain men who actually walked amongst them, they're here now, man. All right, but also the naysayers. We're in the book of Acts. All right.
I'm going to read this one. It said, this, what we're in now is just like the Matrix was designed. The Matrix, the whole thing was to turn human into a battery. Out of curiosity, I Googled it. It says, what is the concept in the Matrix? Well, the Matrix was designed to turn you into a battery in reality. Right? Today, I'll read down on a little bit. It says, humanity has been enslaved by intelligence to serve as a biological power source. It says psychological it says the illusion of choice. The Matrix is a prison for the mind designed to
choice. So your choices are nothing but an illusion. Meaning what they're prescriptive before you. You know, they're already pre-selected.
The presidents.
Yeah. They just give you the choice of basically selecting who they already unpicked for you.
So you want to rebel against the government? But they know historically, if we oppress the people, they're going to want to rebel.
That's right.
So let's give them the illusion of choice, so they can feel like they have to say something about it. And you still got fools that think that voting matters. Yeah. Still got Jake to think voting matters. That's about Jake that I thought was on point. So in other matters, all right, brother. All right, brother. All right, peace and blessings, bro.
And a good example of the illusion of choice. And for example, like y'all said, it's already pre-selected. So I said, go cut your option. Write them down on here.
Yeah.
But I give you blank pages. So you can pick one or other. The illusion of choice.
That's it.
Shit, I'm going to this. I definitely got more options on it. This smart. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it.
And that's how Esau is the master manipulator. You know, we can go to Disney World or we can go to hell. I'm going to give you 2 options. But you don't have the option to stay.
It says,
Jim McCart.
it says the Matrix is a prison for the mind designed to
A revelation. In her was found the souls of men.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go, man. You know?
designed to keep humanity compliant and passive while their bodies are used represent a metaphor for enslavement.
Because look, what do you have at every home? A TV, a smartphone, and that smartphone, you have social media. You have just a whole plethora of different streaming networks in there. All right? Your mind is really increasing whether you realize it or not. All right? Because when I first looked at the word entertainment, the etymology of the line years ago, it said keep the mind contained. Entertainment really goes back to entertain. Keep the mind contained. So your mind is contained. It's really a prison. It's confined. It's what they confine you for.
That's why social media swipe up it's endless. We call it doom scrolling. Because your mind gets contained.
You know?
Especially dog on TikTok.
And you look hours. You look hours before you took them up out of it. You know?
It says simulation theory. It touches on a psychological question of whether our reality is a constructed simulation, which is a topic in future studies of simulation theory.
It is a constructed simulation in the sense that Esau created this false reality, man. You know? Esau created this false reality. You get up, you go to work, you know, you might go to so-called church, go to these bars. But it's all set up to make you forget the fact that you're a slave on these international bankers' monopoly board, man. You're just here to give off your energy for 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. You know? Pay child support, pay this, pay that. You know, you're a slave, man. But it goes back to the curses. Remove 3, you'll be subject to what? Papers, man. Who are you paying?
It says the splendor of the mind. Orpheus describes the feeling that something is wrong with the world, which reflects the nagging of often subconscious awareness of flaws in our social, economic, and technical structures. It says the world we perceive is not the true reality, but a simulated construct designed to mask the truth.
It's true that they will speak about how shots going to pierce that veil. It's going to be covering cancer, covering the rest of the world. Because the whole world is under a spell. Any part of the world is really under westernization. We're under a spell, man. You know? Alright? Yes.
It's Isaiah 47:8 in NLT. Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom, living at ease and feeling secure. You say, I am the only one, there is no other. Isaiah 47 verse 8 NLT. Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom.
And you know what? Who's that pleasure of the kingdom? Alright? Because you wake up and you eat a whole breakfast, a whole standard American diet breakfast. You might wake up to sweets and juice and all that type of stuff, right? Drill music, all right? You wake up, going through social media, well, that's mental pleasure, mental stimulation, okay? That's a pleasure loving kingdom. You could go out there 3 times a day. Well, you know what I mean? Go out to IHOP in the morning time for Denny's. Then in the afternoon, you go to freaking, go to Corral or some shit. And at nighttime, you go to some night joint. That's some club. It's a pleasure loving kingdom. Now, it reminds me of That's what see that built by volcano. That's the name of it. Alright, you go into the city that was built right by the volcano. Basically, it had stores, but I believe on top of the stores was like hotels, you know? But they, like, basically fast food, that's what they got that like Popeye, man. Fast food, like little shopping plazas, those are at Popeye, man. They look really wrong, man. Okay?
Get your girl right out there, like gossip.
Yeah.
You got this day inside of social media gossip.
Yep.
That's it. So you seem like the image of the beast they're putting out right now. It's going back to that same image, that old image of the Western Roman Empire.
See, the culture, the setting,
Just in real life.
you know, the infrastructure, the money system.
So you gotta understand this.
No.
In order to understand context, you gotta understand what viewpoint is speaking from. It's not speaking from a Western lens, a Western perspective. It's speaking from a Eastern perspective, which is about modesty, moderation. So the prophet looking at America, all right, from an Eastern lens, and the Most High call America a pleasure loving people. Sex, food, you know, party, you know, it's a pleasure loving people.
Jeremiah 49 goes into about a wealthy nation that really got built. These people are totally complacent. They don't never take into consideration what be happening in the so-called third world countries. And that same type of hell, devastation, poverty, all type of bloodshed come to a real sense of
Bombs dropping for no reason, man.
We're seeing the so-called chaos going on right now in Minnesota. And them people rioting right now in the streets. So it says again, listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom, living at ease and feeling secure. You say, I am the only one, and there is no other. I would never be a widow or lose my children. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of your children. Yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic.
For one, yeah, the military is going to die out, the soldiers are going to die. You're going to get destroyed. See, you got to understand, man. America is a combination of all the wicked people that's put together. So the destruction of America is really going to represent the destruction of wicked people. Esau is the embodiment of that final boss. He's the embodiment of that final wicked kingdom, man. Alright? Yeah, man. It's going to be bad out here. But it's America's judgment. You know?
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 3, starting at verse 14, going to that veil. It says, but the people, this is in the NLT, but the people's minds were hardened. And to this day, whenever the old covenant is being read, the same veil covers their minds. So they cannot understand the truth. And this veil can be removed only by believing in Hamashiach. Verse 15. Yes, even today, when they read Moses' writings, their hearts are covered with that veil, and they do not understand. But whenever someone turns to the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, the veil is taken away.
Yeah, you can also get Isaiah, which says, I will give away that covering calves. See, Esau was a great wizard, and he enchanted the whole world through his sorceries, man. Manifested his philosophies, man. But his charm, man, his Satanism, man. People think Satanism is just wearing black, dressing black people. But Satanism is a philosophy that allows you to live out the flesh. It was thy will, man.
So that going on 2 Corinthians 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, and whom the power of this world, or the God of this world, has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine to them.
So we on this whole real fight and the real scheme is for the release, the release of Edom to blind the 12 tribes of Israel. We know that millions and millions of dollars were spent to keep the 12 tribes blind from their true identity, to the point where even Israelite leaders were paid off to blind actual Israelites from their actual identity. Who got mocked for going to Los Lunas, New Mexico, and showing the name of Yahweh by Hashem shine a stone? So who got mocked for that, man? El Kazak? You were El Kazak? Them niggas, they actually went down, I don't know if they went there, no, they went somewhere else, to the woods and carved the name and said, see? So what possessed you to do that to my brother? You niggas are set up, well, yeah, but the elites, you niggas are set up to take the validity from this truth away, man. You're like a bait and switch, like, yeah, you're an Israelite, but then when you bring the people to you, you take their identity away from them. You know? And I heard Elder Pastor Hart say that Ephraimite was with them left. Because those different Israelite camps, they're racist towards Northern Kingdom. That's word of Elder Pastor Hart, you know, they're racist towards the Northern Kingdom, man. All right?
And just to back the ball too, even when you think about that veil, the glorious light of the Most High can penetrate through the veil. Because when you look at that term veil, it goes into from a metaphorical standpoint for that which prevents a thing from being understood. And that thing is the truth. So the light of the Most High, the light of the Shah, give us the light that we can see through the veil. The veil is burned off.
And that veil was set up, you need to use that veil to blind the world through the truth of the Israelites. That's why they printed themselves as Israelites.
Yeah.
Now, me and a couple elders in the camp, we went to a museum in Memphis. And it was a two-part museum. The first part was about Moab and their history, their sculptures and their architecture, right? Then there was another segment going to the small heads. They didn't have shit. Like, why would they have any relevance of their history? You know why? Because they had no history. They had no history as being a true biblical Israelites, man. All right? You're fabricated and you're planted. This is what I'm calling you 1948ers. All right? And at one particular time, you hit that book, who was Esau Edom, right? And I don't know, it was like 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, the book was going for $2,000. It went from being like a $30 book to a $2,000 book, man. What was Esau making an effort to hide?
His identity.
The true veil has been billions of dollars pushed. The true veil was you do not know who Edomite was, and you do not know who you are.
That's how we know the Spirit. That's the God of this world. Because what other nation did that or partake into going that hard and funding a movement right here? You know what I'm saying? And look at you see Esau, he's losing the narrative. Look at these Valentines and what he's doing. He's going to be sell out Israel camps to get them further to sell out. You know? We'll see Elam going there, Moab, Ishmael. You'll see Esau Edom. That shows you right there again, the Spirit is the God of this world.
And the internet is fucking y'all up. The knowledge has increased. You got the prophets again, the whistleblowers, and so on and so forth. So you have to make a move. Because even brand circuses is no longer working. Everybody knows it's real. People watch it for pastime, but at the end of the day, they're not consuming it because they know something else is coming. They're waking up. People are waking up.
This 2 Peter 1:19, it says, because of the experience, we have seen greater confidence in the message proclaimed by the prophets. You must pay close attention to what they wrote, for their words are like a lamp shining in a dark place.
See, in one time, it was our minds and the world, right? But through the enlightenment of Yahushua, our minds have been enlightened, right? So we see. So we're no longer prisoners, going into the matrix. We understand what the matrix truly is. But most importantly, his word, it has been broadcasted throughout the four corners of the world, and that's the enlightenment of the world. Because you got the prophets. So the world has been enlightened as well as our lives. They started outside.
Marcus, to his Marcus, right?
Yeah.
See, Jeremiah 4 chapter, it said, break up that clouded ground. What's that clouded ground?
Your mind, man.
Clouded mind. So, after westernization, pretty much after this whole image of the beast system, And it says, you must pay close attention to what they wrote, for their words are like a lamp shining in a dark place until the day dawns.
And the world is a dark place, right? Before the prophets, the world was a dark place. And for some, the world is still dark. But you still have the prophets out here shining the light of the Yahushua, so there's no excuses. Right? If you go past the counts, if you don't understand this is the light, you still don't need yours. Because you have made contact either by the internet or passing by. So that makes you what? The witness. And now you're marked with death.
Now it's interesting how we're like liking it to that light in the city of the hill.
And you no longer like a child. See, once you hear this word, prior to hearing the word, you would think about Hashem Yahushua. If you abhor that, if you despise that, now you're an adult. Now you're about to get tried like an adult. Really?
Make it worse.
We see a lot of you niggas, man, over the years, especially when we first started, man. Jacob come up to the camp, we'll be intrigued, and guess what we did with it? Women, man. Women don't like this truth because it puts them in that place. See, a woman is so tempted by Satan, because Satan told her, you can rule with me. See?
And you can roll with me.
You can roll with me. Because it is true. Eve is out of place. You know, it's not, God is nothing. Outside is truth. It's ascribed to Satanism, and you'll be perceived as a queen in heaven. Queen over there. But you'll still be a queen. All right, go ahead.
You got those two concepts going against each other. Easternized and then westernized.
The Eastern world tells you to come to the way. The Western world tells you to come to the Eastern. I do that stuff. The Eastern world teaches you moderation. The Western world teaches you
And this is Ecclesiastes 26:6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman.
And it's true. This verse is like it to another woman. You see, one time you be around brothers, and you do study time to yourself, you try to do videos, what the woman on the side, what she get jealous about. You got to put more time into her instead of the word.
I done lost mad carnal bitches over this thing, man. And it's okay.
That's American and spiritual, man.
It's okay.
You'll be playing with your real right now.
Yeah.
And you might want to read some scriptures in your phone
Yeah.
before you go to sleep. Just you want to cut off this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Put something in your mind, man.
Yeah. How do you say that?
Try to breastfeed.
Trying to breastfeed me, man. Hey, or, you know what I'm saying? Hey, or days of the fellowship, she gets upset. Camp day, she gets upset. Or the bros going on a trip and handle church business, she gets upset.
We battle not against flesh and blood.
Hey, or you gay. You gay, right?
But you know, she's Joel's wife is you, man.
Yeah.
Joel's wife is the brother's always going to it. The reason why she didn't die, she was set up to be that integrity tester, that antagonist.
That's right, bro. You mean a whole family got murked out, and this motherfucker walking around. Right, man. And so Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 6, what a grief apart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman and is scores of the time in which communicates with God. But the point is, the carnal woman will become extremely jealous of the spiritual woman if you're doing what's pleasing to the Most High.
And then
Hey, can I say something else? Well, let's just say if you're doing more for your carnal one, the Most High will get jealous. You see what I'm saying? It works two ways. That's all.
listen, if you neglect, you know, he gonna do you dirty and keep your ass alive. He gonna take that toy from you. I gave you this little toy to play with, man. All right, good balance you out. You done got so caught up in the toy that you didn't come to account. But if you neglect, he gonna snatch that toy from your ass, man. You know? But if you're not neglect, you know, he gonna snatch your ass and, you know, instead of snatching the toy, he gonna snatch you.
I'm saying, what you don't want to sacrifice, it's going to become a sacrifice. That's all.
But this is 1 Corinthians 13:11. It says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, though I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away the childish things.
America was a childish thing. The westernized way, Esau's way, was a childish thing. All right? Putting all our energy into carnality was a childish thing. Putting all our energy into our greens, our Jordans, no little on the Jordans, our women, the other,
The future.
the future.
Because, you know, it's the holidays. I look at these couples around, they have matching outfits for the damn Christmas holiday.
And you 36 years old. With a dad by.
But then you fuck around and wind up on Twisted Crime. Because what happens, hey, she done murk him, he done murk her. But the image of your videos on Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth, y'all just this perfect happy couple, and meanwhile when the camera goes off, real life sets in. Y'all hate each other.
Hey, look, man, that's fake as fuck, man. Because the scripture says, King Solomon said, one of the things that he didn't understand was the way between a man and his business. So you're not going to quit doing personal business with your woman on social media, man. You know, and couples, they be doing all type of little skits, bedroom skits, dancing skits. And we're not supposed to know how you and your woman get down, man. All right?
Like you said, don't be the same couples being the homicide shit.
I'm telling you, bro. How many real shows? Man, what?
But that's a challenge. That's a broken shit. Show and tell shit, man. Everything again, man.
This is 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a
Yeah,
child.
growing up eating junk food all damn day. I mean, I'm talking about myself, man. You don't eat junk food all day. Skittles, Starburst, because you look for the pleasure.
Still is good.
Yeah, tropical flavors and shit.
Man, wild berry too. Purple pack, man.
But you know, hey, you see that shit? But you know, Esau, we reminiscing on his fucking drugs.
Yeah.
You reminiscing, because you know, one second, brother. Just look. What is the candy flavor imitating?
I was just thinking about, like we said, the fruit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's right, the fruit, yeah.
That's what I was just, you said that a long time ago.
Yeah. No. You're right. To the spirit. Right, man. Fuck that shit, man. All right? When I was a child, I thought as a child. A child who wants pleasure and don't think about the outcome. Now we understand, man, this shit give me diabetes. You know what I mean? This shit give me, this we got my insulin fucked up, man. This we got my fucking feet tingling and shit. This got me waking up my heart being crazy and shit. This got me having all fucking fat all over my body, man. Not full of silvers and shit. And you black mothers, man, y'all polluted our race with that shit. Baby ain't got no teeth in the mouth to feed it poison, man. But you trust the oppression. But the point is, man, that's another thing, man. It's no, the fruit was the candy. God damn it. And before the flood, the fruit was the main meal. And the earth is too fucked up to sustain stuff on fruit now. But Esau's demonic ass shit replaces nature. You see? And once you detox from that damn sugar, nothing tastes better than fruit in season. You know, nothing tastes better than, look up the benefits of berries. I'm about to shop. Can you look up the benefits of berries, man?
Antioxidants and all that.
And berries contain something called anthocyanin. Anthocyanin is, all that. Anthocyanin is responsible for those shiny colors that a lot of fruit has. Like an eggplant or the blackberry, the red that's shiny.
Okay.
Yeah. But look up the benefits of an anthocyanin, man. See, when we become an adult, it started with the apostles of great millstone.
That was the point. That's why Esau, he put wax on apples. He's fake apples. He puts wax on it to get that shine and shit. Dang.
And I heard this stuff in the school. The Lord says, bitch. But you know what? You want everybody to be pussy, man. That's why we have health and testosterone in their head like 50 years ago. All of our daddies were stronger than us when they were that age. Am I right or wrong? You know, you gotta work out just so you won't shake like a bitch. You gotta hit the gym so you won't look like a bitch, man, like a woman. You know? 2 weeks away from the gym, you look like a female, man. Because of this damn man, because our bodies reacting to the poison this nigga gave us, man. Alright? And when you find out what's slowing your body down, stop eating that shit, man.
I got both of them for you. Benefits of dairy or benefits of...
Give me a berries first.
This is the benefits of berries. It says berries are packed. Berries are packed with antioxidants.
Antioxidants.
Fiber,
Yep.
vitamins like C and K,
Because
and minerals.
see, berries, they have fructose in it too, but the fiber keeps it from going in your bloodstream so fast. So it slows, like if you drink a fucking juice, right, you just rushing that sugar down your body. And it can almost like an insulin and shit like that, right? But with that fiber, it slowly goes into your cells. You see? That's why even out here, your keto is still simply berries.
It says a mineral offering benefits. It says minerals offering benefits, heart health, lowering blood sugar and blood pressure and cholesterol, brain function,
Brain memory. You ever ate berries before you went to sleep? You would have the most sharpest, vivid dreams. Eat some raspberries before you go to sleep, man. That's why all the berries shape like brains. That's how you have my hospital so it doesn't have to stay. So all the berries that shape like brains for brain health. See? You know? Yeah.
It says the digestion, which is fiber.
Now can Skittles do all that shit? Minerals, polyphenols, antioxidants, brush up those free radicals, man. Alright, can Starburst do that shit? Your child is eating fruit, man, but these demonic ass black women, man. Feed the child poison. Go ahead.
It says an immune support while helping manage blood sugar, reduce inflammation.
Now can Kool-Aid do that? And we were so fucking low level that you didn't even eat the Kool-Aid as drink. You just mix with sugar and put it in a Ziploc bag, man. Come on, man. Y'all remember that shit? Oh, y'all didn't do that?
Make it be red as hell.
And we still have the little freeze cups. Now take the ice, they call it iceberg in Jackson. But you take the Kool-Aid, you put it in the styrofoam cup, right? You freeze it, yeah. When you flip it upside down, because the bottom is sugar sitting to the bottom. Flip it upside down. Come on, man.
Yeah, another motherfucker, that country town lemonade.
Oh yeah, they good as shit.
Yeah, damn.
But this nigga cook this shit up in the laboratory. This is pre-planned. What about thinking about like food like that that you grew up in the country? Like, what, man?
It says reduce inflammation and potentially lower cancer risk. Their low calorie, high nutrient profile makes them great for weight management and as a healthier snack alternative, especially fresh or frozen.
And this nigga put we call it pesticides on the fruit, man. Alright, that get the benefits of anthocyanins because berries contain anthocyanins. That's a very important element.
This is the benefits of anthocyanins.
Yeah, anthocyanins.
It says anthocyanins, the pigments giving red, blue, purple hues to plants, offer major benefits like powerful
Potato, eggplant, berries, those sharp colors, red, purple, blue, black.
It says offering major benefits like powerful antioxidants, anti-inflammatory effects, protecting against cell damage, aging, and chronic disease. They support heart health, lowering blood pressure, improving the vessels, boost brain function, cognitive and memory, protect vision, help manage diabetes, possess anti-cancer properties, aid in muscle recovery, and improve.
All that shit from berries.
Be honest about that.
God.
Little berries.
Little berries.
Yeah.
It says they improve gut health.
Yep. So, but guess what? We saw overly stimulate your ass with that lab food that you won't pass the berries, man. Every time, and then when you buy the berries, you're really supposed to like soak them in what's it, baking soda, vinegar, to get those chemicals off of it, man. And it ain't organic, you know? So this mess is fucking dumb.
You got like 3 pigments. You said anthocyanins.
Yeah.
Carotenoids.
Yeah.
You can put like yellow, red, orange.
It's good for the eyes, man.
We got the chlorophyll, which is a blue. All those are key pigments. And those are created fruits, vegetables.
It's color coded.
Yeah.
This is Genesis 1:29. And the Most High said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree in thee, which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed.
Now, in the beginning, before the flood, that was our main diet. That was our diet. And after the flood, we were permitted to eat meat. Now, fast forward to European colonization, this man fucked up the soil so bad that the earth was just polluted. So a lot of the, if we try to eat the very Adam type way, it won't be sustainable for most of us because there's no nutrients in the soil. Even, and if I'm getting into like the wheat, right? Not the body price of like the wheat that we eat. It's not the same that we used to. Because this all messed up. That's why you take bread out your diet, your head is feel lighter. You know what I mean? This man messed everything up. So it's no really righteous food. It's just the best of the worst. This is the best of the worst. That's why I said in the beginning, the spirit, this kingdom is at a very low vibration. You know, I said the earth is supposed to empower you, man.
This is Ecclesiastes on the book of Sirach 36, it's like 30, 38 and 4. It says the Lord Yahweh Shah has created medicine out of the earth.
Yeah, because hey, what does it say? What's the Solomon saying? What about the virtues of good? Now, everybody want to know what makes them ride harder outside of Viagra. And then what's the first thing they get into? Ginseng, Panax ginseng, red ginseng, Maca roots, ashwagandha roots. The roots are powerful, man. All right, but the wisdom of Solomon, our forefather, King Solomon went into it, the virtues of roots. And that was 3,000 years ago, man. The powers of roots, man. All right, and it's not just about your ride, man. All right, just get your health in general, man. Those roots.
Yeah, but if you help in general, you should not be able to.
Because sexual health is a byproduct of physical
That's
health.
right, that's right.
You know?
He that is wise will not poison.
He that is wise will not abhor them, man. Especially if you got your routine when you take it every day. Or a cardio is very important.
That's right.
You know, working out, maybe doing some treadmilling, anything to keep your heart pumping like this, to get that blood going all throughout your body. Because everybody chasing the erection, but it's really going to make the blood circulation. The nitric oxide. Hey, King Solomon, I'm talking to you. You can get Wisdom of Solomon 7. Wisdom of Solomon 7 for Bucket Shop. Hey, because Esau want to be credit for them. He want to have credit for the scientists, the chemists. Fuck, who's the real scientists, man? Those are the scientists, man. Those are the scientists. What did King Solomon learn? Operation of element. And I was just thinking about nitric oxide and looked it up. It's a combination of nitrogen and oxygen. Right? So, the food that we eat, it stimulates you. For example, it has L-arginine in it, like meat. It has L-arginine. Nuts have L-arginine. What is L-arginine? It's an amino acid that releases that nitric oxide. What is nitric oxide? It's a combination of the elements, nitrogen and oxygen. But it's a gas. And when we was in boarding at school, it taught us water, solid, liquid, and gas, right? And what the fuck is a gas? It's an air gas. The most important element is oxygen. It's more important than water. Because you can walk for the days without you. A lot of people without breathing. But one of the most valuable elements in the universe is oxygen. But what is oxygen? It's an air gas. So if you really want to amplify the circulatory system, you really increase your oxygen intake. So when you run it, breathe through your nose and out your mouth, and then you're pumping oxygen in you. You know what I mean? But so the more I was just thinking about this, man. A lot of that stuff goes back to oxygen, bro. L-arginine releases that nitric oxide, which really basically is air gas in your blood circulation, man. Which stimulate that blood flow. Keep going. What's they do? They release oxygen.
People get those liquid IVs.
Yeah.
They get restored rejuvenated.
Because they have all the electrolytes in it too.
The more your body oxygenated, the more alkaline you are.
Wow.
It kills cancer cells. Even like water, real water, before you saw some missing with it, like they can cure cancer.
It's this power in that oxygen. Hey, so somehow black man was killing his knowledge by his own experience. And the reason why King Solomon possessing his wisdom, because he was wisdom. He was a house shot. Yeah, so when it comes to the branches of science, that's for the Israelites. For you fucking devils, man. Y'all was base men. Y'all was base men. Israelites constructed languages. The first language was Hebrew. Israelites, because we were the sons of God, we had all this understanding. People think that civilization is distinct from Yahweh Shai. You got the principle of God, you have intelligence. The closer you are to the Most High, the more intelligent you will be. So when we was close to the Most High during the time of Adam, we were a world power as the sons of the Most High. We had the branches of wisdom, man. You see? And we're going to get that in the kingdom. We're going to have that infinite wisdom. Esau make you think intelligence is separate from God. Like, if you believe in God, you're kind of simple. But the science has got all the knowledge over here. Science. So real science is the knowledge of the Most High. You got it.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 20. It says the natures of living creatures and the
Because if you go up some verses and tell you all things of wisdom talking, you start at the part where it says he gave me knowledge from 17. Yeah.
God, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, starting at verse 17. For he had given me a certain knowledge of the things that are named, to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements.
So King Solomon understood at the beginning how the angels brought the elements together and created the earth.
Verse 18. The beginning and the ending and the midst of the time, the alterations.
Beginning and ending.
So once I show King Solomon
Alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of the seasons, the circuits of years and positions of stars. Verse 20. The natures of the living creatures and the furs of wild beasts, the violence of winds.
furies of God.
It says, let's start verse 20. It says the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds, and the reasonings of men, the diversities of plants.
The diversities of plants. Botany. Before the bankers took over, everybody subscribed to botany. You restored your health through botany, which goes into the diversities of plants. The plants are not just here for beauty, man. All things have their uses, man. So once again, after Adam, you couldn't just get restored off food. So you also got restored off those plants, man. So that's why the physician is so well beloved, because he had an understanding of the diversities of plants.
It says that the virtues of roots.
The virtues of roots. And certain translations, it might be good English translation. It says in the healing powers of roots. See? So this is what you're supposed to grow up learning. Aside from the laws, statutes, and commandments. But if you understand, the laws are just a means of obedience. Obedience is the key to infinite wisdom. It's the key to superpower, man. World power out there. You real quick,
This is Genesis 3:17. And to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, saying you shall not eat of it, curses the ground for your sake, and sorrow shall you eat of it all the days of your life. Because you're going to have to work here, right? That's right, bro. Verse 18. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to you, and you shall eat the herb of the field.
That's a beautiful point. Because prior to the disobedience, you didn't eat no herbs, man. That's right, man. That's the original food. Our original food, man. It was literally. And I'm not trying, I'm not making an effort to get all deep. I've been thinking about Dr. Sagan, and he'll go into like fruit. And I was just thinking, carbohydrate, all fruit, they're basically carbohydrate, right? Well, I look at carbohydrates, it's a combination of different elements, the periodic table. Just bear with me. Carb, hydrogen, and oxygen. So most fruit in the wild, they have carbohydrates. Those are energy sources. Carb, hydrogen, and oxygen. Those are combinations your body uses. But now Esau polluted carbohydrates. So the carbohydrates that he made out of bread, the pasta, and all that shit, it turns into glucose when you ingest it. And then that's what throws your insulin off. Because glucose is basically sugar, bro. So in Esau's world, carbohydrates in his food, it basically causes diabetes.
And the higher your insulin is, that's when you start seeing the body fat.
Yep.
Like in the stomach,
Yep.
in the heart.
Because the body stores a certain amount of energy, assuming that you're going to burn it off within that day or next day. But if you don't burn it off, your body says that that's your store. The body is highly intelligent, created by your body structure. But because you live in a cemetery kingdom, you never burn off the stored energy. You never burn off the fat. So it's,
You know, I said, make the situation worse. You got chicken real late at night time.
Yeah.
12, 1 o'clock, hours like that. They don't even sleep on the hamburgers.
That's why apostles always give us intermittent fasting, because in this kingdom, you want to have a good digestive window to actually burn this stuff off. You know?
It's the book of Psalm, it's Psalm 103 and 2. It says, bless the Lord, bless the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thy iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases, who healeth all thy
that's mercy too. Bro, the Most High keep us out of paradise, and now the body gets sick, but he still has remedies in nature. So even though we're under the curse of Adam, the curse of Deuteronomy 28, he still gives us a way out of the temptation.
And that's why when you take the herbs, you're supposed to pray before you take it. And in the midst of it, because ultimately healing comes through that process.
And we always do that. Get that, but also want you to get sit right 38. Under the position.
And this is on Mark chapter 16 and verse 18, Yahushua speaking. They shall take up serpents. And you know what? Let me just start at verse 15. Mark 16 and 15. And he said unto them, go you into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believes not shall be damned. And these are Israelites only. Okay, the Israelites are going to be saved or basically be elect. And the non-Israelites do not believe this truth, although they heard this truth. Verse 17. And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name shall they cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. Verse 18. And they shall take up serpents. And if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. And the reason I brought that up because all we do is eat and drink deadly things. So there's the will of the Most High, we stay alive.
Because it's ultimately alcohol.
Yes,
Ultimately, I mean, the herbs are like immediate. But ultimately, it's the power of Hashem Yahushua.
yeah.
But it's the how Hashem Yahushua gave us the herbs. You know? And we're going to get raised up to have spiritual power. So we're going to literally tread upon serpents, man. And be ready for that. Hey, man, when we dipped off, man, and we're in our different designated places, designated for us by how much no shot, we better than be like, oh shit. It's gonna feel second nature. I speak as a man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I believe it's gonna feel like it's second nature, man.
This Wisdom of Solomon, 16 verse 11 to 12. For they were pricked that they should not remember thy words, and were quickly saved, that not falling to deep forgetfulness, they might be continually mindful of thy goodness. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, which healeth all things.
And Yahushua is the word. Right? So Yahushua does all the mediation for the elect. He's our, what they call it, intercessor. Right? So of course this is the protocol. Yes, we use the herbs, but we know as we're using the herbs, we have to pray for Yahweh. We have to pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for their healing.
He said we're coming. Pursuant to Malachi 4th chapter, I say he's gonna come with healing in his wings. You know? So that's what we're looking forward to.
Yeah, and it's, look, man, the spiritual power on this side, that's just a standard that's gonna be lifted. But their real miracle is uprooting the kingdom of evil. And did it not say the physician can't cut off a long disease? And what was that long disease? Esau. So this man in power has been a long disease to existence, man.
Also, to the point, just to back you up, the men to share these weak ass bodies.
Yeah.
These sickly, infested, demonic bodies.
Because they're easily inhabitable by demons.
That's right, man.
These bodies are easily possessed and inhabitable by demons. That's why you always have more negative than positive when it comes to your body. And even if your thoughts not negative, your body is doing something negative. Yeah. So like you can work out, exercise, then another problem comes up. You can take the herbs for this, then another problem comes up. Man.
Like, dog, hey.
So everybody by this, like not to know that it's like the oldest Jake in the world. If you notice, if they in their right mind, their body is sick. If they, they have a right mind sick, then they, it's vice versa.
Yeah, a lot of just off the little knowledge that I read on this, a lot of Jason got poor blood circulation in the over. So they already because they say the windshield really comes from a lack of oxygen in the blood. It really comes from poor blood circulation. And like What does get from? It releases that oxygen in the blood. Because when you get older, apparently, the circulation gets so long. Apparently, your circulation gets wait, Sirach 38.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 38, verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye have made of him.
And what is that word? Is this you go back to this? Nature? Physical, yeah, I think in the etymology.
And what's the honor that he beholds? Like, if you're supposed to go to him because he's supposed to hear you. Like, if you go into a car salesman for a car.
Yep.
If you go into a barber, get your hair cut. So if you go into a physician, you want to be holy.
Yeah, you know, so-called
That's spirit. And Gad himself has the knowledge of nature, man. Yeah, a lot of herbs that the standard herbalists practice. They got it. So Gad,
Brother, he was with me.
most of them died. Everyone died. But it was Gad that taught people how to restore themselves to the herbs.
We've been doing the work.
Because when Gad is an Israelite, Israel always took knowledge of the herb. And secondly, Gad watched the animals. Gad studied the herbs the animals used to restore their health, man. So a lot of herbs that you see in ancient, in American tradition, right, it goes back to Gad and Reuben, man. All right? All right, go ahead.
And this is 1 Timothy 4 and 8. For bodily exercise profits little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is, and of that which is to come. And the reason why I brought that piece of out, think about these old Mexicans before we talk about this all the time. Out in New York doing kind of
just
studies,
had to
they
make
60,
it.
they 50 years old, they 70, but they were good. Low body fat, things of that nature. So basically, exercise does wonders for the body, but it does nothing for the spirit. But at the same time frame, we need exercise for that mind, body, soul, function.
Now, this is going to say, exercising doesn't get us in the kingdom of heaven. But man, it's there. It's spirit. Yeah, it's deep. Jake always talking about anxiety. That's the new trending little disease now, for lack of a better word. Anxiety, my anxiety. Exercise, man. Depression, anxiety. And then you combine that with herbs like St. John's wort, passion flower, kava. You combine that with like being in nature, exercising.
As a point, when you think about Yahushua in Isaiah the 53rd chapter, it tells you that he was stricken with grief. When you look at that term stricken with grief in the Hebrew, it goes into depression and anxiety. So Yahushua had this something as well.
And I also believe for the spirit, something bad is about to happen. And that's why people are having anxiety.
Yeah.
I speak as a man, but something that global, we know through prophecy, it's going to be global atrocities about to happen. And I believe that's why people are always talking about anxiety now.
But it's nothing but a spirit. When you think about emotions, there's nothing but spirits on you. Depression, frustration, anxious behavior, all of that is nothing but spirits on you. That's why when these spirits get on you, you're supposed to rebuke them and let them out by
That's it. Even sickness.
Yes, sir.
It's like when you do a video, you start prophesying like the spirit leads you.
Yeah, well, Apostle Gabar said the only time you're good is when you're making a video. Because you're in Dell or you're in Dove. You know?
It's a spiritual war.
That's true, because every time you're doing your videos, you might be feeling fucked up. But at the moment you get into the spirit, you forget for a second. Or you're teaching, you know what I mean? The camp. I mean, it's all doing the work. You're doing the work. Apostle Tahar said, look, when you're doing videos, you do your videos, you're doing the work. You know what I mean? You're doing the work. That's doing the work. It's just, because we teach it to the camera anyways. To the congregation. Because they watching, we got this, the unicorn. You know what I mean? We got the unicorn, man. The social media. Out here on the streets, them days are over. We ain't out here trying to fucking recruit folks from off the street no more. Like back in the days, a crowd and Jake listening. Jake ain't listening, man. Well, the elect. But we had a different mentality back then. But now, pretty much, if you are the elect, you gonna come in the truth. It's the days of we used to be out there and you have a crowd of all phonies, all full of shit. That's right, brother. Oh, that's right. Teach, preach. That's right. Where them niggas at now? You see what I mean? So now we pretty much teaching the camera. You know, we teaching the camera. So like we could be here on the street corner, or we could be in a park like this. Sit out. We did that up top. Teaching. That's the camp. You know what I mean? Realistically, when y'all do your videos and stuff, that's the camp. Because y'all see the brothers, Wa Akwaf, sincere sisters, and like I said, for the sisters out there, the Akwaf, you ain't got no business watching our videos anyway, right? Well, it depends. Unless they got a husband. If they have a husband, that's what I mean. If you a sister and you ain't got no man, you know, you just have a sister that happen to see the vid, oh my goodness, and you feel compelled and you actually believe and you, whatever, you sending tithe, whatever you doing, and you ain't got no man, then the advice I got for them is the best way we could put it, they will come on down by the camp and stand off to the side and, well, men are supposed to choose anyway. I'm being for real though, man. Like, stand there, be humble, and you know, and then approach one of the brothers and start a conversation. Or like there's a particular brother that you privy to, that you not privy. What's the word I'm looking for, man? Scope or whatever. But I'm looking for the politically correct word, the proper word that you, an attraction to. You know, hey, you watching the brothers' videos, you ain't got, these are sisters that don't have husbands that might, you know, and the Lord wake up, there's women gonna be saved. You know, then hey man, go on the brother's page and hit them up on the comment board. I mean, I'm not a technical guy, they could do that, right? You can go on your page and hit the brother, send a little, hey, Shalom, brother. So-and-so, I've been watching your videos. My name is Shara, whatever, right? Hit the brother up, and you know that's my suggestion. Come on, women, bro, they know how to. If they're trying to get at a dude, women know how to get at a dude. You know what I mean? So for you sisters that you want to hook up with a brother, then you and hope the brother might want to deal with you, because things are changing now. We're in the time of Isaiah 4:1, man. And furthermore, we said this before, the sisters that got husbands, you ain't got no goddamn business watching nobody videos but your husband. That's it. You understand? That's bottom line. And I, you know, brothers' wives that I have come into contact with, I told them that. And I say it on camera. And I told brothers, man, look, your woman ain't supposed to be watching nobody else's videos but your videos. What the fuck is that? We done already seen the madness that comes from that already. I could tell y'all firsthand. You know what I mean? So if brothers do have a woman that's in the truth or she's a believer, then the only videos she should be watching is your videos. And we got scriptures on that. What did the Apostle Paul say? But if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. Right? So what does that mean? The only person that's supposed to be teaching your woman is you. Not nobody else. Not even us. When it comes to you brothers and y'all Ayashas, man, I mean, you know, like I said, I've met brothers' wives and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, like, if anything, hey, shalom, sister. Shalom, hey, sister, shalom. Hey, man. You know, like small talk. Super small talk. You know, I might say a few things, but it's like, hey, sister, hey, shalom, sister, hey, how you doing? Hey, yeah, cool, great, yeah, man. And it's nice, man. Yeah, the house, yeah, man, it's beautiful. I love the way you decorate that. You know, small talk bullshit. shit like that. Hey, the house look nice, sister. Yeah. Oh, the water, yeah, you cook the water, sister. And, yeah, how you doing? And shit like that. And then really, that's just gonna be it. Hey, shalom, sister, when you leaving, hey man, to blah blah blah. Hey man, the water sister for cooking, and hey man, may the Lord bless you. And one thing I might say, look, sister, I'm gonna tell you this. Stick with this. I'm trying to put her on. Like this brother right here, stick with this man. No matter what the demons tell you, stick with this brother. As far as teaching or giving any form of exhortation, that's gonna be it. I might say that to a sister, a brother's wife. But like, sister, all I can tell you is this: you in a beautiful spot right now. Meaning, these women don't realize that the men of the Lord, the servants of the Lord, they don't realize that what they got, man. You know what I mean? So I be like, sister, stick with this brother, no matter what. Stay with this brother. Stay with him. Stay with this brother. You're gonna be happy you did. You dig? What more could you say? And that's it. Right? Is that not good advice? I'm bigging up the husband, the brother. I'm like, yo, man, you better stay with this brother, man. Sister, trust me. Stick with this brother. Fuck all the other bullshit. No matter what, stay with this brother. Y'all know. Certain brothers have more than one woman, and that's cool. There's no, you know what I mean? Because that'd be the main thing, man. That'd be the main thing. That's my problem. Bun, you got something like you looking for something?
Yeah, I got something.
Come on.
Yeah, this is the book of Sirach 36, and starting at verse 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men.
Yeah, you guys are possible.
No, y'all got it. You break it down, Bun. It was your scripture.
Yeah, come on. I'll read it again. It says, if there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. Because truth be told, when a man getteth the wife or getteth the woman, going into verse 24, it says he gaineth the possession. And then when a woman entreats you well, she reaps the benefits of it. When a woman rocks with you, and it's true, she reaps all of the glory from your Shot and all that favor as well. Even through the good times, the bad times, the ups and the downs. Because ultimately what it's all about is like going back into it, says that is not her husband like other men. What does that mean? That means that he's different. And that's why we always go through the same thing. They mess about you. They can't always put their finger on it, but it's the spirit of the Lord.
There's a point too, and then it does runs for the counselors too. Because the counselors is your facial expression. So if your spirit is good, you're gonna have a cheerful countenance because she's doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you catching hell, you're gonna be down and you're gonna have these bad and crazy thoughts. But if she's doing her part, you can move her. But that look at the same time frame, the Most High give us our balance. But think about this: if we just had the perfect woman in hell, this shit will be easy. You can go home and things of that nature, but the Most High has to give us that balance. Okay, this woman's gonna be fucked up because the more you inhale, the more you're begging for your home shot to return.
Ah, man.
That
Hey.
made sense, man.
No, that made perfect sense. That made perfect sense, man. Because me and young Elder Kazak there, we was talking about that earlier. We did a video. I don't know if I mentioned it in the video, but brother, thoughts come in. You know how it be. Your brain sometimes freeze up. Yeah, and I didn't get to really touch on that like I wanted to in the earlier lessons. But yeah, our women are gonna be fucked up. They're gonna be like that because of the fact that we're not in our kingdom. Look, I mean, I got a woman I'm dealing with. I know you brothers got women. Some of you, if you don't, I don't know your personal situations. I know, some brothers do, some brothers don't. a lot of brothers, I mean, we Jake, so, you know, Jake always got to have a woman. You know what I mean? So I know most Jakes got a woman. You know what I'm saying? But I know certain brothers that don't have a woman. They just, you know, like they get some PY when they can, and here and there, you know, whatever. Some brothers are in a family situation, have a woman, whatever. And, you know, look, man, we broke the laws of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So, that's a part of the curses. We still serving that out right up until Yahweh Shai get here. So, with that being said, I'm laying back on what what you were trying to articulate. Basically, our women gonna act up, man. They're gonna act up. But then we just gotta learn how to maneuver around that. You know what I mean? Like if I want to, case in point, you got the cameras here, right? The stands. Excuse me. If I want to walk right up to that sign, I can't do it without knocking the cameras down, right? I gotta, and then I can get to the sign. You dig? I can get to the sign. So that's just what it is. Our women gonna act up. She could be cool, but they gonna act up. I mean, if you love the woman, but you just gotta weigh it out in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay, sometimes you gotta know when it's time to call it quits. Like if the bitch is way too toxic, then you gotta know when to walk away. But all these women are toxic because this society, man, Babylon. So it's like, hey, man, you know, okay, she got demons on her, but she's an asset. If a woman is an asset to you, you know, and she's something cool. What's that scripture? If you be pleased to dwell with her, Apostle Paul said it, right? But know that ye shall have tribulation in the flesh. That's in the scriptures. Everything go back to the scriptures, man. We live according to the scriptures. So that's that. So basically, that's what it is. But like as far as the woman thing go, like the Apostle Paul told brothers back then, Paul, speak as a man, right? Paul was always quoting Yahweh Shai, the scriptures, and Apostle Paul was telling brothers. He was telling brothers back then, Paul, speak as a man, right? Certain things, right? And basically, like me personally, which this don't come from me. Apostle Tahar told me this years ago, right? Damn near 30 years ago. I'll never forget, we sitting in the car, he's like, hey, you know what, brother, you dealing with these women, you don't got to tell these women about the truth. You know, these women these so-called women that we meet and these chicks, I mean, whatever, man, whether you're just popping them or it's like a so-called relationship. That's another funny word, relationship, right? But anyways, you want to, like, if you meet a chick, she don't know what it's really best just to not even, I'm just keep it real with you brothers, man. You gotta be Clark Kent and Superman.
And the only way that can be unveiled if she lives with you.
Yeah.
Then ultimately, you know, you get exposed and things of that nature. But like you said, Apostle, you speak as a man because it's not the law, but at the same time frame, it's still of the spirit.
In this kingdom.
In this kingdom.
In this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you're right. Because like, well, see, this is the thing. There's another thing for you brothers. Like my so-called woman I'm dealing with now, right? I be with her a lot, but I got my own place. I still keep my own spot. I'm not doing, we ain't doing that, soldier. You know what I mean? I got my own apartment in Fort Worth. She got her little house out there in Irving. I mean, I be there a lot, but then when she get on my nerves, I can roll. Or if she flip out, I'm like, okay. Always keep your own space. You know, you can be with your woman, but you always keep your own shit. Apostle Tahar and Gabar have said that for many years. And we practice that shit. You know what I mean? Hey, remember Barry White said what? Practice what you preach. Right? Barry White told you that. So, hey, man, I'm just telling you. But the real talk, because you gotta remain a man of mystery. When you tell a woman what you all about, especially this truth, they'll use it against you. The elder Menat Zagba, South Carolina, he been doing videos, right? And them videos will make you mad. He been playing videos. Y'all been watching, right? I watched like 2 different ones he did. And it was some stupid airhead bitch. She compared, I don't know if she's Northern Kingdom or Southern Kingdom. She probably a bugged out Eve, whatever, but she looked like she could be, you can't really tell, she looked mixed or, she looked like Eve, but you know the video I'm talking about, right?
Dropped yesterday.
Yeah, she looked like, she could pass for like a light skin or like a, whatever. And you can see in the bitch eyes that she's talking, she's bugged the fuck out. But them demons be working through these women. Now, if you're a simple-minded person, you will believe, you could get wooed by that shit. Because what was she saying? Yeah, if you are a Hebrew Israelite in 2026, you are weird or whatever the crazy shit was. Y'all know the video I'm talking about, right? If you are a Hebrew Israelite in 2026, you are toxic or you are weird or something like basically you crazy, whatever. I forget the full thing. And he played the pool, and it's real exhausting to get through her part of the video. And the brother played, and I got a little mad. Like, what the fuck this brother? So this brother man, look, man, I kind of wanted to call, look, brother, why you play that whole damn thing? But as he went into his thing, when he started talking, because I'm like, it's exhausting to get through the video. Listening to this stupid airhead, dildo head bitch. And then as you're looking, when she went through her whole, and when they're rolling it, you know they got demons on them. The Hebrew Israelite, and she called herself quoting scriptures and trying to debunk us, right? And then when my man Elder Menat Zakbai, when he started talking, he started bringing out the scriptures, right? He tore our whole shit apart, right? And then he said, you know what it is, man? You know what it is, man? You know, he got that brother talk. This bitch, and when he said it, I was like, oh shit. Because I was thinking the same thing. I said, I know what happened. In my mind, I was saying it, but then on the video, he said it. He said, this bitch right here, she she probably was dealing with a brother in the truth. And the brother probably, the shit, the relationship or whatever didn't work out. Maybe the brother cut her off or whatever. Like, she sounded like a slighted or scorned. Like maybe she was dealing with some brother. It could have been a brother in GMS. It could have been one of them dudes, one of them other. She was dealing with some Israelite dude who was in one of these camps or whatever, and shit went south. So she ass hurt, she butt hurt. So now, the Hebrew Israelites. So now they want to become scoffers. That's what it is. Y'all dig? For real. Bro, because some of these women that we have dealt with, and they found out about the truth. You got something? You got something, Bun? They found out about the truth, and then let's say y'all break up, they'll come, like if they really butt hurt, they'll come and try to scoff the truth. Oh, I got to tell you brothers this. Earlier today, and some of y'all might have seen the video, I was watching the Apostle earlier today. I was sitting at the brother crib, and I was watching the Apostle Tahar put it. I know it's a recent video. I don't know when the Apostle Tahar put it up. I watched the whole video, and fire, man. Apostle Tahar put a video up, and he was touching on a lot of different points, right? But he said, yeah, man. He said, pretty much, if we in that time, when the missiles come, all you niggas that fill out the truth, you're going to be backstroking in that fire from the missiles. And then he said, Apostle Tahar, I didn't say it. Apostle Tahar said, look, you women that was in the truth and left, y'all gonna be doing the backstroke in the fire from those missiles. Apostle Tahar. So see, these women, all these women, you gotta realize, bro, no, they culpable too. It's not just men. These women, man, these women are not exempt from judgment. Because you're a woman. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai don't care. Because you got a pussy.
I say this.
Go ahead,
She
brother.
didn't care about Lachma.
Come.
She was a righteous man's wife.
And when you think about God, this chapter, when it talks about Son gonna be in everlasting contempt, we know that's talking about the guys that fell off, but a lot of that is gonna be in that sense as women that love us too, man. They're gonna feel extreme.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Thirst mainly consists of women.
Women, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's more women on the planet than men. Well, I got a scripture for y'all, and y'all can read it, and y'all can break it down if you want to. I'm going to give it back to y'all, man. I just had to, Ezekiel 9 and 4.
Let's go.
The Lord don't care. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai don't care because you got a pussy. Okay? I'm a woman. I'm a woman. Don't use vulgar language in front of women. You know what I mean? I know y'all have all heard that before, especially in the South. We all from the South. Hey, man. Like about you somewhere, fuck. Hey. Bro, hey, man. Don't be talking that way, man. There's women in here. There's women. No, not women. There's women's in here. There's women's in here. Are you fucking serious? Can I tell you something? All the cuss words I know I learned from my mama. Okay? Real talk. All the cuss words I learned from listening to my damn mama. Give me a fucking break. Don't be cussing. There's women around. There's women's. They be even coming to America. You remember that song Randy Watson was singing? Y'all remember that scene? Them three niggas, Eddie and they played. They were playing different roles. You remember the scene? Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty. Randy Watson was singing, and the three niggas, the barbers, they're sitting there. And Eddie and they started. Them three niggas started cussing each other. The old niggas, the old barber niggas, and then they got into it. They was fuck. And then one of them niggas said, "Come on down, it's women's in here." And even Eddie, the old nigga Eddie was playing. He said, "I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody give me nothing." But that's true, right? That's true. That's some real shit. Yeah, man, that's one thing I like about Eddie, man. He bring out the truth in the movie. In the movie, come on now, it's women's up in here. Eddie, I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody give me nothing. Like you say, I don't give a fuck. Women, there's women's in here. See, but that's that whole thing of America, because you got that slit. You were exempt from judgment. Well, when the flood came, did women die in the flood? No, the Lord was like, oh, nah. Well, look, Noah, you got to try to get all the women up in the ark too, right? The women. Women are expendable, man. Men are not expendable. Women are expendable. You men are valuable. Why? Because you carry the seed. Women can't bring back a nation. The Lord, there are plenty of women. You dig? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, I'm not advocating in this circle right here of ours for brothers to go and treat your woman like shit. Your woman. That's what I'm talking about. Your woman. I'm not advocating for you, like y'all to go home tonight. Fuck you, bitch. Home. You know what I'm saying? Nah, no, you don't do that. You do that, you got demons on you. You know what I mean? You be cool. If your woman is cool with you, you be cool with her. You dig? That's it. If she cool with you, you be cool with her, man. If you happy with your woman, then deal with your woman. Because really, right now is not the time to be on the dating scene. You dig? The scripture said, what's that scripture? Be not a lion in our own home. So if you got a woman and your chick is cool, man, then you be cool with her. That's it, man. You go home, man. Hey, shit, man. Just be cool. Don't create problems where there's nothing there. Women are gonna be women, bro. They're gonna be Satan, but that's why you gotta always stay moving. You know, when your woman start acting, you see the demons on her eye, man. You go over here for a couple of days or a couple of hours. Or, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
And you mentioned earlier, the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like we're each other's escape. You know what I'm saying? Like get away from a little
Con.
brother.
Well, yeah, we talked about this earlier. Hey, man, like I said, you in the crib and your woman, you can see the demons on her, and just be like, oh, all right, well, look, listen, look, baby, I'm gonna step out for a hot second. Just jacket on, go out in your your car, your truck, and holler at a brother. Call one of the brothers. Hey, shut up, man. Hey, what's up? What you doing, man? You call one brother don't answer. You just call brothers, but hey, shalom, man. Hey, what's up, man? What you doing, man? Hey, nothing, bro. I'm just sitting there chilling, watching the game, or I'm sitting there just doing videos, about to do a video. Hey, look, bro, yeah, man, look, and the brother, our brother, we know, we already be knowing. You be like, yeah, bro, hey, brother, I just need to get out the house for a hot second, man. This bitch got Satan on her, man. I just got the house. I ain't trying to go upside her fucking head. And you know damn well the brother gonna tell, hey, well, brother, come through, swing through, roll up. You know what I'm saying? You go kick it with a brother for a while, for a couple of hours. You get there and you want to give it a brother, rejuvenate. Let the tension calm down, the demon. You know what I mean? You kick it at a brother house, man. Chill, y'all might do a video or. Even if y'all don't do a video, y'all just watching the basketball game, the football game, or watching a movie, whatever. Have a couple of drinks, y'all just kicking it and just chopping it up in the spirit. That's the beauty, like you said, the beauty of the brotherhood, man. And then you might be like, hey, man, you know what? You might decide you don't want to go home. But like, man, listen, I just crashed on the couch. I don't feel like going back there tonight. Brother, come, brother, head. And lay down, right? That's you learn how to. The Spirit is on me to tell you brothers this, to vent this out to the congregations. You did what I'm saying? That's it. Don't But that don't mean you gotta look at your woman. The Apostle Paul said, "Ye shall have tribulation in the flesh." Because remember what did the Apostle Paul say to in the scripture? He said, "Look, I wish that y'all could all be like me." Apostle Paul didn't have a woman because he knew that he wanted to dedicate himself totally to the gospel. And women do take up time. They take up time, brother. And the scriptures say, Apostle Paul said what? If a man have a wife, he cares for, and it's true. Because when you got a woman, yeah, your woman pull you into her bullshit sometimes. You get caught up, you be having to do all kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. But when you ain't got a woman, you just focused on the word and the brotherhood. If you ain't working, that was it. Did I call for something? I mean, y'all can read it if y'all want to. If not, it's up to y'all. Yeah.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for
That's
all.
an angel marking the elect from the exemption of judgment. Right? We're in the end of this thing.
That sigh and that cry for all the abominations
What
that
we're signing crying about? Shit, this reality. Right? America, Esau, and so on and so forth. That's what we sign crying about. And the more we sign crying, you also sign crying by doing your videos too. Doing this work and also praying. All of this is a combination of this.
it says that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
The abomination is nothing but wickedness, man. Extreme wickedness. Right? This whole reality is fucking wicked. Right? And it's also based on the notion of the pretense of Satanism. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And to the others, he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite.
So the Most High wants to hear these people die. He wants to hear these people scream and beg for mercy and beg for their lives, man. Go ahead. He said, in my hearing. Go ahead.
Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
They don't have no pity. And do the angels give a fuck? No. It tells you in Ecclesiastes, in the 39th chapter, when it's time for the angels to get busy, they don't give a damn who it is. Women, kids, the ancient, whatsoever. They get busy. Go ahead.
This is in NLT, verse 6. It says, kill them all.
Kill them all. Based on the standard of the Most High. Not murder them all, but kill them all. Go ahead.
Old and young.
Old and young. You old hoes gonna go, and you young hoes gonna go.
Oh, boy.
Because you young hoes get the shit from the old hoes.
Yeah,
And
that's the
old
problem.
hoe now is considered as 35 years old. So you can have a great grandmama and the mother and the grandchild all going to an NBA young boy concert. This society is done. Back in the day when I was coming up, my grandmother was damn near 70 years old.
In the house baking apple
Yes,
pies
sir.
and cornbread
And beef stew.
and beef stew or whatever it was. Now you got these old ass hoes when twerking, trying to hang out with their granddaughters. You old ass hoe with blonde extensions. Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
Verse 6, it says, kill them all. Old and young, girls and women, and little children.
Girls and women. So it mentioned women twice. The Lord ain't playing, man. We better hope we make it. We better hope our ass make it. And bro, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I guess what? The scripture says, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. So that's what Apostle Tahar said. The video I was watching, hey, well, yeah, but I'm gonna be diligent. I'm gonna do the work. Apostle Tahar said that. The video I saw that he did. Hey, Shalom. Shalom. Damn, there's a lot of Jake I didn't know about the truth, right?
Yeah, that's another count.
That's another camp.
Yes, affiliate count.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Your former affiliate.
Yeah, former affiliate count.
Okay, but they just kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, they just wrapped up.
Oh, well, that's cool. Hey, look, man, hey, you know what? Beautiful. It's not for us to say them brothers was wicked or what. Hey, when the door was open, if they didn't come, hey, Shalom.